Well, first, I would like to thank the museum for having me and all of the family and friends that are out tonight. We have standing room only, but I have a story to tell. Actually, I have a lot of stories to tell, about 8 decades. But I want to start tonight at my very beginning. I was born Sarah Lavinia Dunn in 1939 to loving parents and an older 7-year-old sister. I was born in a small, humble, little cracker house. As we described it, 3 dirt roads to the left past Monroe Corner, because it had no name. Now, that area, so that you know kind of where we were, was at the crossroads of Upsala Road and West First Street. That little dirt road, actually, it was a sand road because it had no ruts. But that little road, still the same, but without the neighborhood. Houses were bulldozed, burnt out, dilapidated, and falling down. But my little sweet home, all gone. But my childhood memories there will remain forever. That little sand road, was bordered by crepe myrtles, blooming crepe myrtles, and deep ditches full of water with wild morning glories and violets blooming. The road dead ended into a deep ditch with an old orange grove on the other side to the south. Down that dirt road, there were 5 little houses built in the 1920s and 30s. They were all owned and built by relatives, my cousins, brothers, and sisters. They were all relatives. Our little house was built out of hand-sawn hard cypress, and it remained naturally aging in its own beauty through those years. West First Street, which is now 46, was a 2-lane paved road. We called it the dirt road. I'm sorry, not dirt, hard road, the hard road. And it was mostly all farms, little farmhouses all along, sometimes with a little lean-to, vegetable or flower stand where the local farmer there was selling his vegetables and flowers. The year was 1939. September the 15th, actually. And it happened to be my dad's 41st birthday. You're going to love this story. So on that day, my dad and his favorite fishing buddy, Dr. Wade Garner, decided they were going to go take their little fishing boat and go out on the lake fishing. Now, Dr. Wade Garner was my mom's doctor because she was 9 months pregnant with me. You see it coming? She tried to convince them not to go, but my dad, with the help of the doctor, oh, that baby's you're not going into labor anytime soon. Sure enough, that afternoon, stubborn little Sarah said, I'm coming into this world. And I was born at 3:15 that afternoon. No husband, no doctor, and I was delivered by my mom's sister. But from that day forward, I was my daddy's baby. I would sit in a boat all day with him fishing, eat whatever he ate, coot, which if you don't know what it is, coot was a web-footed duck, gator, fish, turtle, whatever. And I would follow him over open bridges, wooded fields, wet swamps, through to the ends of the earth. Until my dad's last day on this earth, I was his baby and the light of his life. I remember on his deathbed, him calling his nurse over and saying, "Come, I want you to meet my baby girl." Celebrations were fantastic. There was an uncleared lot next door to us that we kids ran through, made paths, built forts and tree houses, and played hide and seek. And that's where we had our family reunions. And they were huge family reunions. We celebrated every birthday, every wedding anniversary, my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversaries. I can still smell the chicken and the dumplings and the fried chicken and the pies. Oh, the pies. My parents had 9 siblings each. That gave me 55 cousins. 55 first cousins. Can you imagine? And many of them were like my own mom and dad to me. Cousins were like brothers and sisters. We didn't know the difference. I remember them all so well, and I looked up through the years, through time, I looked up to so many of them. I respected and admired them. If some of them lived nearby, and sometimes they would stay a couple of days or spend the night, and we kids would give up our beds and sleep on the floor on piles of, seemed like hundreds of quilts and blankets, and so that the adults could have a bed. It didn't get much better than that. Wall to wall kids, if you can imagine. And I can still hear the laughter of not only the children, but the adults also. My mother was an excellent seamstress. The little bit that she actually worked out of the house, she worked at sewing rooms in Sanford. And I remember we purchased flour, and it must have been 20-pound bags, maybe 10, I don't know. But they were cotton flour sacks, printed. And I could not wait until we'd used all that flour, because my mother would make me, there was just enough to make me a little sundress, sleeveless sundress, always with little heart-shaped pockets and beautiful little buttons. She made everything we wore, everything, Easter outfits. I remember walking First Street with her, window shopping. And at that time, actually, there were more shops down on First Street than there are today. So we would walk First Street window shopping, and I would pick out several dresses, you know, with certain sleeve, certain neckline, a waistline, the length. And then we would go home, and from her mind, she would grab a scrap of fabric, a piece of newspaper, or an old paper grocery bag, and she would recreate that dress. And in no time at all, I had an original. Times were really, really rough back then. Very rough. Don't forget, Sanford had no industry. They were farmers. You were a farmer. You were a farmer. You worked for the railroad. That was about it. We were post-Depression, and World War II broke out 14 days before I was born. We didn't have much, but our homes were filled with love, lots of love. What one family member had, we all had, because we shared everything. My dad hunted, he fished, he grew vegetable garden. My uncle next door had a cow. We had a milk cow. We had milk, we had cream, we had butter. We all had chickens, so there was always chicken on the table and eggs to be had. We had citrus trees and guava trees and wild berries. But I never, ever remember hungry. Never, ever remember being hungry. I remember very little about the war. We only had radio communication at that time, and I don't remember anything about it. which was probably not a bad thing as a child. But I do remember the end of the war. We had gone up to Flagler Beach to be again with family and friends. And I remember in our own little family style, home style, throwing rolls of toilet paper into the air. A celebration like the likes of none I had ever seen before, ever. We were free and safe to run and play with friends and neighbors. I remember the adults standing outside our house, sometimes down at the dirt road with the neighbor, even across the hard road, even across the hard road, standing there, and us kids all playing around would stand there and visit, maybe the adults talking about the war or whatever, until dark. I remember the happiness and the love and the warmth that those people were, there's always someone to hug and be hugged by. Yeah, I'm a hugger. In closing, I want to talk just a little bit about this book. The name of the book is Losing It All to Sprawl. That neighborhood, my neighborhood, is this story written by Bill Belleville. Losing It All to Sprawl. Couldn't be better named, could it? That's exactly what happened. Bill Belleville moved into my neighborhood in 1990, and he literally watched it destroyed. With rumors of the mall, the Seminole Town Center Mall, being built in that area, my sweet little neighborhood was bought out, pennies on the dollar, to greedy investors and turned into crack houses by slumlords. Even a homeless camp in the grounds where I played. The fields, the groves, and the neighborhoods are all gone. Drive out there, it's all gone. It's all concrete. And now, just now as we speak, they're finishing a very, very large apartment complex that is right on Sewell Road. And that is my story of my humble beginning and the lives and the times of an old Sanford neighborhood, my beautiful and happy childhood, for what I am so, so very grateful. Thank you. If you're interested, this is a very good read, and it is available at the library here.
Sarah, did you guys have electricity in the house?
We had no electricity. We had no indoor plumbing until later, of course.
Did you have a lot of wildlife?
Lots of wildlife. I remember the whippoorwills in the evening, the hawks and the owls. Yes, lots of wildlife.
Little lightning bugs back then?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Any other questions? I'd be happy to.
I just want to make a comment. I think a lot of us remember Bill Belleville. He wrote numerous books.
Yes, he did.
And his travels. And one of his most famous ones is River of Lakes.
I have that book.
I've got all his books.
Yeah, I do too. Yes.
So go to the library, check it out. Amazon, and buy copies. He passed away a few years ago.
Yes, he did.
I really miss him.
Yes. Any other questions?
To what age did you live in a sweet little house where you lived?
From the time I was born in that very house, and until I got married. No, I'm sorry. My father passed away and my mother sold it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My dad passed away, actually, it'll be 61 years ago next week. He died much too soon. I was 25. And then after that, she sold the house. Yeah.
Your dad was a farmer?
No, that's another story.
Bootlegger?
My dad, actually, when he passed away, he had retired from the city of Sanford. He was Parks and Recreation Director. Yes.
Name for the
Yes. The James Dunn Park is named after my dad. We dedicated that and named it in memory of him on his 100th birthday in 1998. Yes, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Any other questions?
No, I don't have a question, but can you verify exactly where you were talking about? You mentioned Upsala, you mentioned First Street, where it dead ends. Where are you exactly? Are you there or are you on Hickman?
Now, you'd like to know now?
No,
Back then?
where your home?
You want your lot number.
Oh, there was no name. There was no name, no lot number, no name. It was literally the third dirt road to the left past Monroe Corner.
But my question is, you mentioned Upsala Road.
Oh, yes.
And First
That's where Monroe Corner is. Upsala Road and First Street. That was the corner. That was the Monroe Corner.
Okay, we'll check on it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Bridget.
For the whole group, what was your maiden name?
Dunn. Dunn. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Is that your house?
This was the house. It absolutely was. It was a modest little house added on to. Yeah. Yes. And these are some family pictures. I didn't want to bore you with family pictures like but those are family pictures. This is my mom, and actually that's the sister that delivered me. This is my mom, and again, the sister that delivered her. This is me, my sister, Jerry Weldon, who you all might remember, that passed away this past year, and her little sister and a cousin, my mom and dad. Oh, very important. This is my dad, this good-looking guy right here. Oh, he was so handsome. And that is Dr. Wade Garner, right there.
You can tell by his shoes.
My mom and dad, and these pictures were taken right here on this piece of property. It was an azalea park kind of then. Robin, do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And that is the zoo, which he was in charge of too.
So is that the same Garner family that you married into?
No.
This
Nope.
is not Reg Garner, the photographer's family.
I'm his mother.
Oh,
He's my son. Yeah. But he didn't take these pictures.
But no relation to Wade.
No, and no relation to. No. Yes. Yes.
Where did you go to school?
Every school in Sanford, every single solitary school, which was not saying a lot because they only had, well, they did have 2 elementary schools, and that too is a different story. The grammar school, which is now the venue, and then junior high school, which the old high school, junior high school was torn down, and then Seminole, which was torn down, all to sprawl. Yeah.
That school, the building is still there on Schoolhouse. Who went to that school?
Wait a minute. On where?
There's an old school that's still standing on Schoolhouse at the end of the road.
I don't know Schoolhouse Road.
Church Street.
No.
Oh, you're talking about Lake Monroe?
Yeah.
That's Lake Monroe School. Yes, I never attended Lake Monroe School. My dad didn't seem that it was a very small, almost like a little one-room schoolhouse, a little bigger than that. But my dad felt like there wasn't enough education there. So I think he and the other families actually paid for a bus to bus us into Sanford. But I rode the school bus from where we lived into Sanford all my life. Yeah. I would like to just in closing kind of say that I love Sanford. I absolutely love it. And I have the 6th generation here now. My granddaughter has a 5-year-old, my great-granddaughter, who is the 6th generation that's lived in Sanford. Yeah. Yes.
The school at 9th and Palmetto. What was that?
9th and Palmetto. That was the junior high school, and it was a beautiful 2-story brick school. Mm-hmm.
It's still there, but it's modified.
It is not still there.
Isn't that the church?
It was torn off. That was an addition. That was a back addition, newer addition. Yeah.
That's on Myrtle.
No.
No.
Palmetto. It's a church now.
Mhm. Exactly.
Looks like a.
You know where it is. We have a few natives here. So they're checking me, making sure I'm.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Robin. Yes, Tori.
That was Seminole High School. On Palmetto.
Was it? She said.
Yes. Yes. No, not the Little Red Schoolhouse. But there was another one that burnt down that was over.
West side.
Yes, you did. Very good. We'll talk later. Maybe we were in school together. Any other questions?
When
Yes.
you meet your husband?
Where do you go and it feels like Old Sanford?
Oh, what a question. What a good question.
You can get back to me on that. It's a
I
good
will
one.
have to
Where
think
do you
about
go
that.
when you kind of forget about the sprawl? It's hard.
Historic district.
You'd have to go out. a little ways.
The historic district has remained the same. Actually, First Street. I remember going Saturday nights to the old Touchton drugstore, which is where the whatever it was.
The gambling place.
Yes, the gambling place. And we would sit on the benches and there would be live music. And yes, I do still enjoy First Street because there are a lot of the buildings there. I wish better for them, but.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you ever use bottle caps to go to the Ritz to?
Absolutely.
Or see
I
gold?
used to go to the Ritz Theater when I was actually pregnant with my daughter, who's here tonight, because we had no air conditioning in our house, and it was cool. We would sit through double feature with a newsreel in between. Now I'm telling her age.
Actually, I was just looking and I did not realize we got this digitized from the Sanford Herald collection, but it is you when you are unveiling your father's
Thank
card.
you.
So I thought you would like that.
Thank you.
You look younger than
Huh?
you look younger than
I was about 30 years younger, honey. Yes. Thank you for noticing that, Hank. Yes.
Where's that at?
This is on the the east side of Mellonville. You know where the big tree is there in the middle of Mellonville and about 25th Street.
It's the tree everybody hits when they're driving.
It
down
used to
the
be
road.
called Lake Jim. Do you remember Lake Jim? Yeah.
GM, like a stone, Jim Stone.
Yes, like a gemstone. Yes. Yes, this is my sister. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yes. No, I was first generation born here. Yeah. Yep. So
Tell us about your husband.
that's a different story. That's another story. That is a great love story, though, I have to tell you.
Talking about this.
Oh, I did it. I'm no public speaker, and I have to tell you, I've been pretty nervous about this. But thank you all. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for supporting me. And
When's the next lecture?
When's the love story?
John, they're asking him.
The rest of our programs for the rest of the year. Now, I want to say that this, I just want to say it was so impressive that at our Christmas party, she comes up and she's like, do you think anybody or you be interested in having me talk at one of your presentations? And I was just, yes, when?
Well, I have so many stories to tell. Decades of them, generations of them.
I think this is absolutely a wonderful idea. For the old Sanford people, Morgan, you could still tell some stories too.
And this beautiful museum. This museum is so full of historic. It's a beautiful museum. I feel very fortunate to have in a small town like Sanford to have such a beautiful museum.